Hello everyone, again. I am here with my personal size planner that I have not used in 5 years. And that is sad because it is one of my favorite. But when I tell you the why behind it, I guess it'll also let you into my life a little bit. A little bit more, I should say. You're pretty familiar with what I have going on. So this one was a planner I bought myself when I was taking care of every minute little thing when my mom had her stroke in 2020. As if 2020 wasn't bad enough. She had a stroke in September. And it's another Filofax personal in stone, but it is just this most perfect leather, and the color is stunning. Like, it makes me happy looking at it, which is why such a sad planner was so pretty, because it was used to manage my mother's life, and I was barely holding it together. So this was, I was managing finances for her and appointments. I'm getting a little bit of like PTSD thinking about it. I was tracking the amount of time I was spending doing things, and it was really hard. So I have that for like every month, and I am going to switch it up. And I have been, something I've shared in my last video is that I have been working on boundaries. My husband said something the other day I thought was pretty brilliant. And I mean, as always, if I'm honest, but he was talking about how he was listening to a podcast and they were talking about trying to teach kids how to look at boundaries, how to set boundaries. And we're now at the age, right? If you're watching, you're more than likely maybe in the on the edge of the millennial decade, millennium era. Help me, what's it called? Oh dear. Anywho, but all that to say, we were not good at setting boundaries. We are now, the millennials are now starting, as well as I think Gen Z, the like cutting the family out. The term, like therapy term, other terms, no contact, and how it's not a trend, and it's often no contact is not the first resort. It is after a lot of self-sacrificing. It is a lot of losing your life to others' expectations of you, and most of the time they're still not happy with whatever you are doing, because they'll never be happy, and it has nothing to do with what you are or are not doing. They'll just simply be unhappy. And so this podcast is talking about this new generation, how to teach kids to have boundaries, because we never knew how to do that. We never had boundaries. To teach kids is simply by telling them how to learn yourself and what you need as regarding communication, what you will take, what you will not. And I think it is pretty brilliant to approach it from a framework of you have boundaries before you start to form the relationship. It's not a punishment. It's nothing that happens after the fact. It is what happens when you start standing up for yourself. But also, you can go into a relationship explaining what you need, explaining what you not necessarily expect, but what will you tolerate, what will you not? And it's like a guideline for how you form a relationship. It's not a punishment. However, our generation is really on that cusp of struggling with, this was so unhealthy for me for so long. Now what do I do going forward? This is very deep for what is going to be a financial planner. But all that to say, I haven't touched this since I was managing every single thing for my mother on top of my life. And I got married in December of 2020. The stroke was September 2020. Between September and November, my husband and I made multiple trips up north. We did everything to get her down and moved into a first floor because she couldn't drive again. She couldn't do stairs. If you've been there, my heart goes out to you. I hope you don't have to go through it if you have not been there. But it's been so hard for me where it's so triggering that I couldn't even open this planner because I would see what was written and it would just charge me up again. Now, granted, I'm not emotionless when I open it now, but I want to repurpose this and use it for me. And it hasn't been the easiest. It has not been the easiest transition. So I found these when I was going through my acrylic planner drawers where I have little sticky cards and stickers and insert sizes. And I was able to clean out quite a bit. So I was very proud of myself. But this is, this is a pack of cloth and paper budget planning. And it's not structured where it's like month at a time. So I'm going to see if I can set it up this way. It depends on how it's printed, double-sided or not, because that might determine it. Yeah, so it looks like this will have to be all in one. This is going to be a bit trickier than I anticipated. I think this is 12. I think this is 6. So it's going to be front to back. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, okay, so that's a year budget. So I will need a divider. Jan. Let's see. I really wish this was a monthly. Okay, so the reflection I can do monthly maybe. I'm going to figure something out because I want to make this work for me, but it's not gonna work. Maybe it'll have to be, maybe it'll be a running insert and I'll just use this as a divider where I need it. I don't know how I like that. Okay, so these are categories. So monthly budget, and then 3 categories. I wonder. Could it be like a Jan Feb and then starts in March? I don't know. So if it's Jan. So that would be good first month. So January will by itself. Recurring payments that can always move. I'm gonna keep this separate. Why is there only... Seems odd. Expense log. Non-essential. See, I don't do it by category. I do it by monthly, and that is going to be hard. But habit tracker. I'll just start in Feb and then move it to March. So March gets the habit tracker. Because my Excel file is what I do everything on, but I want it documented on paper so that when the year is over, I also have something tangible to look at. And I don't know. See, this is where, I don't know, I may end up making my own inserts for budgeting because I like how I do it. Every month you have the same, relatively the same expenses, but I like monthly because there are quarterly payments, there are biannual payments, there are things that hit in certain months that don't in others. So to me, it's like I have a per month budget, not just month in general. Sinking funds are just like too much for my brain at the moment. I would love to do it, and maybe I'll be able to get to a place where I can be much better at it, but I can't at the moment. Okay, so now we have a monthly and a habit tracker per month. And so I'll just have to start in Feb and then move it to March when the backside is in March. It's not ideal, but in the essence of budgeting, rather than buying new sheets, new inserts, I'll just flip it. So now I know we have other developers. Do I want black or clear? I already have black inserts for the month, so let's see what clear looks like. That could be a good goal. Probably we're gonna figure it out, y'all. Maybe all before the... See, I just want like 4, but I don't want to have only 4 and have it uneven. Savings challenge. That's for investments. I do very boring investments, so I don't have a portfolio to manage. Savings tracker. Save it first. Then I tried to do the Dave Ramsey every dollar, and it was disastrous because what that did was leave me in 2020 in March when I lost my job with no income. The world shut down and no savings because I was throwing money at debt and I had absolutely nothing when the pandemic rolled around and I lost my job. So it was very, very hard, and it's just, it was too much for me. All right, I guess that's essential and then non-essential. There should be more. Essential recurring, maybe. Essential recurring. See, this isn't set up by month either. Subscriptions, bills, income, bills, subscriptions. Like, there isn't even enough to be monthly. 5. So it's 6 pages for a year. So we're supposed to do, I don't know. I'll get some ideas for that and figure it out. Non-essential spending. Okay. Maybe I will just leave 2 out. Is there something I can do that is I know I have some leftover papers from my mom's planner, and you know, I don't know, I don't want to do that to someone where I don't have my shit together and then I become a burden on someone else like overnight, and it doesn't feel loving to me. I feel like you should want to protect your kids as much as possible and set them up. And I know this is really personal, but I like making planner videos where I can share, and I love my viewers and subscribers because you tune in probably for the honesty. My dad died in 2019 and did not leave me anything. No will, no inheritance, no savings. And my mother does not have, well, no life insurance, no will, really, no savings, no property, no house. So neither of my parents died with property or savings, investments, nothing. And, you know, it's interesting because I just assumed everybody was working for every single thing they had their whole life, like I was. And when I realized more so that some people are blessed to have their family look out for them and set them up for success, or help them buy their first home, or they run into a pinch and you can ask them for something. And I haven't been able to do that. And I don't want to say it's made me who I am, because that was just ancillary. And you know, that's just been a fact. So I mean, I knew I couldn't count on anything or rely on anything, and I had to do everything myself. But there are some times when I'm like, man, that would have been really nice. Because sometimes when this is just really stressful and you're doing it on your own, it's a little anxiety provoking. And I think that's reasonable. But I don't know if you do not have to share. That is a very personal thing to share, and I understand. And you know, if you don't agree, if you don't have anything nice to say, please don't put it in the comments. My subscribers are amazing, and so I don't believe you will be negative. But please also be positive, because it's very emotional to talk about, and I just want to do good, you know. I just want to do good, be there for everyone that's been there for me. Anywho, look at that. Now I know why I didn't get into this planner, because there's some heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. But I'm going to try and repurpose as much as possible, because I don't want it to go to waste. And I don't want this planner to sit unused any longer, because it is beautiful. I have respect for all of the planners that I own. And I'm not going to say it's funny, because I know you absolutely understand. Because if you're watching this, I know you understand. You're my people. All right. So some of these other inserts that I haven't talked about, these are Peanuts Planner Co. So you can print these, and it's a great budget saver, because you buy them once, and then if you download it in time to save it, you don't have to buy them again. Of course, there are, you know, planner bundles that you can buy for the year, and yeah, obviously those are all dated and it's a lot of work, so I will usually buy a planner bundle for the year. But these general inserts are really great. I have a lot of them from Peanuts. And the other inserts that are here, these specifically are from Jane's Agenda, which you can see in itty bitty font. I do love Jane's Agenda. It was like the OG first planner I had when I started realizing I can build my own planner. This could be good for yearly spending. Transactions are good. I don't know if I have, I think I have 12 because I pulled them out of each month. Okay. These are extras. So I'll keep these as extras in here, which will be great. We'll do a yearly. It's getting chunky. I love it. What can I take out? Separates because it's pretty thick. I want a different cover than that because that has been in there for a long time. Wrong. Thinking I'm clearly not talking. Apologies for that. Think. As much as I would love, oh, let's do this. This is a really happy, and I want happy. Let's do happy, shall we? No, that looks great over that. Don't love it. Yeah, I like the one thing at a time, but I don't love that. Strength of the mind. It'll take him. Is it strength or budget? Also, I do like having a protector on it. Refine was a word of the year like 2 years ago, so I always do a word of the year. This is the first year. I mean, I have a word, but I don't have my insert because the shop closed, so I haven't yet bought a new one. Okay, so I may shift these around a bit depending on the format, but so far, this is my finance tracker. Again, I have an Excel file I use, so depends on at what point I start. I think it is good enough of a setup for now. And so let's see, I did my office or my work planner. goal planner, a finance tracker. So moving right along, and I will get into the next video shortly, and I really appreciate you joining, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye.